Hi, happy people. How are you guys doing today? I hope everyone is doing fantastic. This was an amazing month, and I am super, super excited to share this video with you guys because you guys blow me away. I was not expecting 35 subscribers this month. And I wasn't even, it wasn't even a goal of mine to tell you guys how many subscribers I'm getting each month because I don't really know where this channel is even heading. This is just a hobby channel for me. But it blew me away and it touched my heart. Thank you so much. But anyway, yes, this is April. It's my favorite month of the year. It's my birthday month and I'm wearing my brand new t-shirt my husband gave me for my birthday. So I figured I would wear it in honor of him. And we're going to do like we did last time, but this time I have a little bit of a cheat sheet that I wrote down. I did a little bit better this month considering I actually got 10 coloring pages done. Last month I only got 9. I had 1 Bible verse page that I finished. It took me the entire month to finish. 3 whips that I completed. 1 painting, which came out fantastic. A cake that was just thrown into the mix like last minute. And 2 reverse coloring pages. I also got a few new supplies. Everything that I bought this month is all affordable or was gifted to me by my husband. So this is the system that has been working for me this month. On this side are all the books that I didn't get to touch, and then on this side are all the books that I did color in. I think I actually colored in more books than I didn't color. So we're going to go ahead and just dive right in. I think this is going to be a fun video. The first thing I'm going to share with you guys is this daily planner. I honestly wasn't planning on keeping track of all of my pages, but I just needed something to kind of like keep track basically. And it just has like each day and it has like lines. So to me, it kind of seems like it could be like a calendar / journal, which is kind of cool. So you could write down notes. So I use it for that. And then I also use it to store all of my swatch sheets in there because I prefer them to be all together than in each individual little package. It's a lot easier to just find them in this little planner. Possibly even like how you were feeling throughout the month as you're coloring each page, like what mood you're in, how this page helped you in some way, just ways to kind of get things off your mind like a brain dump. So just a few little things that I bought this month. I got myself a pack of the Super Tips, only in the 50 because that's all that Walmart had was the 50 count, but I do eventually want to get the 100, but I'm probably not going to buy them until after I finish these. And my kids also have this set as well. And so since I bought the 50, I went ahead and got the pastel ones. I really love these markers and I found myself reaching for these almost every single time I colored in a color by number book. They work so beautifully in those books and I pair them with my Crayola colored pencils and it's really just so easy because I mean the colors are perfect and they perfectly match with the numbers, but also because there's not a whole lot to choose from and I don't have to be digging in a big container to find the one that I need. It doesn't have the names on the markers, but what I did was I just put a number to the name that's on the box and we labeled them, me and my daughter. We labeled them on the bottom by number. And then Tiffany, hi Tiffany, she commented on my last video and really liked my pages. So hi Tiffany, it's very nice. I hope that you're watching today. I learned something off of your channel, so I took your advice and I put my markers upside down so all of the ink will go to the tip of the marker. I love that tip. I'm going to continue doing that. And I also did that with the fine liners that I bought as well. These I could not find at Walmart. I had to order these on Amazon. And these are labeled for adults. Not really sure what the difference is between adult and kids or child markers, but I did Google it. It said really there's no big difference. The only difference really is just the packaging. So there's that. But this one came with 40 colors and I really like them. What is cool about these fine liners is that they actually do have names on them. And I love that. I really like these markers. Like I said, they are labeled for adults, but honestly, kids could benefit from using these too. I know my daughter likes to use fine liner markers when she's coloring. The last ones that I bought were the Crayola Colors of Kindness. I think these were only like $2 at Walmart. They had other ones too, but I didn't really need those other ones because they came in the big 150 color set that I have. But this one has really pretty colors that I don't have in my set, so that's why I picked this one. But this one says that it introduced 4 new colors: the Peace of Mind, Hello Sunshine, Sky's the Limit, and a Warm Hug. My daughter, she numbered them for me because she's the one that swatched them in my swatch chart. So here's my Crayola swatch chart for these, and this came in a set of 12, so it starts right here. She actually wrote them in too. So the colors are really pretty, very light and bright and cheery. I actually want the Colors of the World. I really want that set as well. The next art supply that I bought are these water brushes. And these are the Essentials Aquaflow brush pens. I got them at Walmart, and I thought that they would be really cool because they have different tips on them, like different sizes. And I did use them already, and they're okay, but they do, like, they leak really quickly. So I've tried it with water, and I've tried it with Gamsol. And like I said, it works really nice, but the water or the fluid that you put in there comes out so fast. But what I liked about it is that they had 3 different sizes. Like this one is the small one, and this one actually I use the most. This is like the medium. Oh no, this one is the medium size, and then this one is the large for like larger spaces. I wish I could say I really liked these, but personally I'm not really sure if I do, but I am going to play around with them a little bit more because I have been known to not like something until I get used to it, and then I end up really loving them. So I'm not going to toss these. I think that they will come in handy for something one day, and I'll end up getting used to them. But you know what? I will say that the ones from Dollar Tree are really good. For some reason, I really like these. So this one already has the Gamsol in it. I use it all the time in my books when I'm layering colored pencils. But personally, I can't use them with Crayola. But it works really, really well for my Colora colored pencils. So the next art supplies that I got were these brushes. And I bought both of these at Walmart. My daughter actually picked this one out for me. She said, "Mom, this would be really good for when you're putting your primer on your canvases. And this will help me get really large strokes and like even coat on top." So I bought that for that one. And then I bought this set because I had already bought this set before and I really like them. Okay, so while we're on the topic of painting, I'll go ahead and show you what painting I worked on this month. Isn't she so cute? I love her. She's so cute. So I will say that this painting did take me roughly 2.5 weeks, and I did have to have a break in between because I don't remember why. I think I just got really busy for like a few days, and so I did have to put it off for a little bit. But yeah, it took me about 2.5 weeks altogether, and I did film this. So whenever I get to it, I will post it on my channel for you guys if you guys like watching paint by numbers. But yeah, it took me a long time because there's so much detail here in the fur, in the hair, and then each flower. Towards the end, I got kind of lazy with the flowers, but they still came out really nice. But I really love this painting. And just to keep on the theme with paintings, I guess I could show you what I got for my birthday from my one and only loving husband. He is amazing. He actually surprised me with these 3 first, and these were actually in my birthday gift bags. So this one is a Mickey, well, it's actually Disney, Mickey Mouse, Pluto, Daisy, Goofy, and Donald Duck. He picked these out because he knows that I love Disney, and I've never done a Disney painting before, so this is going to be really fun. He also got me this Disney one. This one reminds me of Fantasia. This one looks like it's going to be kind of hard because look at how many details are in there. Oh my goodness, I'm just now getting a really good look, and I'm seeing the genie on there. He is my favorite. I love Robin Williams. He is my favorite actor of all time. Robin Williams was like... he was like my uncle in spirit. I loved him. But yeah, it has like a bunch of different characters in there, like Cinderella and Peter Pan, Mickey Mouse. I'm not sure who that is. I think that's Alice in Wonderland. Let's go ahead and open this. I want to see the actual canvas. Dang, it comes with a lot of paints too. Does it look? No, it's a 20. I think it's 24 paints. Obviously, it always comes with brushes and those little things so that you can hang your paintings. Wow. Look at that. So that looks like that's Cinderella right there. There's Peter Pan, Mickey Mouse, not really sure who that is. The genie, another Mickey Mouse. And I think that's Lion King, or like Mufasa or Simba maybe. I'm not sure which one, but yeah, this is gonna be really fun. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually follow the numbers or if I'm gonna try and do this on my own, like create this and blend and all that. Oh look, there's even Snow White with the prince. He's kissing her on her deathbed. Oh, this is going to be really fun. I love when he does this, and he told me, he's like, I wanted to get you more, but you already have a lot of paintings to do. I still have like 4 other ones from last month that I haven't even touched yet. So I'm like, yeah, don't buy too many, because I want to complete them all, but I just don't know when I'm going to be able to. He said that he got me this one because he thought that I really loved books. Because I have one of my favorite paintings hung up on my wall right now, and it's of a cat on a bookshelf, and the books was like my favorite part of the whole entire painting. It just came out really cool. So that one's going to be fun, and I believe these are all 16 by 20, so they're really large, well, for me, especially because it takes me up to 3 weeks to finish a painting. Yeah, that's going to take me a while to finish all of these, 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how much detail, and it looks like there's a good amount of detail in there. There's even some flowers and some vines and stuff like that. So we shall see how this goes. I don't film every single painting, but I will probably show you every single one that I get to. So the other ones are actually from, I believe those ones are from Amazon. These ones come from an actual website called Number Artist, and I've seen them around, and I've always wanted to try them. They look super professional. So their paints come on like this styrofoam board to keep all of your paints intact. Very cool. It comes with the little image, and it has like the numbers of all the paints if you really needed that. It comes with extra brushes, but this one actually comes with nice like wooden brushes, not plastic. And it comes with more. It comes with 6 brushes. I've never tried these, so we're going to have to try these out. So this one looks like it's 2 lions. He knows that I love cats. And I have a thing for lions and leopards and cheetahs and tigers. So that was nice of him to think of me. And what I really love about these canvases is that they're rolled instead of folded. So it'll be a lot easier to get it flat and onto a canvas. But what I never do is I never buy the frame that comes with them because they always charge you way more than it's worth. Look at all those details. My goodness. My husband always asks me, are you going to color this page too? I said, no way. He goes, you should. I was like, my daughter even asked me. She's like, you should. And I was like, I don't know. That seems like a lot of work, especially when I have all these coloring books to get through. I don't think I could do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the canvas. Man, does that look beautiful? Look at that. That's going to be really fun and interesting to do. So I'm going to have to pick what painting I'm doing this month. I have no idea what painting I'm doing next. Here's my next one. And this one is of a bear in the mountains. It looks like it's during the winter because it looks like the mountains is a snow-capped mountain. Whoa, this one comes with a lot of paint. And I believe that because I did go on their website, I believe that they do offer you extra sets of paint. Okay, I'm just going to stop right here so I can show you guys the website because I think I'm going to be buying from this company more often. What's cool about this website is that if you buy 2, you get 1 free. But if you buy 4, you get 2 free. And if you buy 6, you get 3 free. And then you can add 3 paintings to your cart for the discount. This one was $29.95, which usually I don't pay any more than like $9 to $12, maybe $15 on Amazon for my paints. But I really believe that the paint that they give you in here are much better quality than Amazon's paint itself. I do believe that this is acrylic paint. I prefer acrylic over oil, but I don't know for sure. And this is something that my husband had explained to me when when he was showing me these paintings. So they give you options. They give you 24 colors, 36 colors, or 48 colors. And these colors depend on how many hours it's supposed to take to complete these canvases. which in all reality, to be completely honest, I think it takes way more time than that unless you're an experienced paint by numberist. But like I said, the paint that comes in these canvases are a lot better quality, so they might be a little bit more opaque. When you buy the one, it gives you the free marker that removes the numbers, and that is so cool because I've used my white pen and it doesn't work that well. So this right here is probably like an alcohol base marker that will erase the print. If you wanted to get this framed for you, they automatically add $20 to it. So $29.95 for the painting plus $20 for the frame. You can get the frame at Walmart for a lot cheaper and just staple it on yourself. But I will say that if you let them do it for you, your painting will look a lot less bulky. So that's up to you if you want to pay the extra. But I so far really love this website. They have lots to choose from, and they have lots of different themes that you can choose. I really want to browse this website and really like look through their paintings because these are beautiful, beautiful paintings. And the last one is these flowers. Now, I know that this one is going to take me a long time to finish because flowers are so full of detail, and I really take my time to do this. So this is something I'm going to probably do next year for next spring. I have to plan for this one. Okay, so we're finally going to get into our completed pages. And I'm going to start with this Cozy Friends Cute and Comfy coloring book by Coco Wyo. I think that I picked this book because my daughter liked the animals, or maybe I did. Maybe I just, because I really love teddy bears. Teddy bears is like my spirit animal. And for a while there, I kind of put off coloring in these books. But my daughter was like, when are you going to color in these books again? She really wanted me to color into them. So she picked this page out for me. And it didn't take me much time. I didn't put a whole lot of effort into it. I just kind of just colored it. You know, there's a lot more details I probably could have added to it, but I decided to keep it kind of relatively simple just because I didn't really have a whole lot of time to work on it. But I still think that it was really fun. I used my Ohuhu alcohol markers, and I'm still getting to know those markers. I'm more of a shuttle art kind of girl. I think that I might dig these books out and start doing more pages if you guys like these kind of books. While my daughter was at a little birthday party in the mall, we decided to go and take a little trip into Barnes & Noble because I wanted to see if they had any coloring books. And it took me forever to find the shelf that had all the coloring books. And the majority of the coloring books that they had were the cute and cozy ones. And I was very, I wanted to buy some. I was very tempted to, and I just think that based on their website, like if you go on there, they have a lot of books on there. They even have those Disney color by number books on there for very cheap, for only like $22, but they are like the older ones. So you can get them there, but a lot of their books are the cute and cozy ones. So I think I want to go in and browse in another store or even browse online and possibly pick out a couple more. But like I said, I don't really color in these books a whole lot, and I'm kind of curious to know, do you guys enjoy coloring these books? And although that this was a really simple page, I do have some experience in these books. So this might be one of my favorite. This is in the Girl Moments Cute and Comfy Coloring Book by Coco Wyo. And yeah, right here. This is one of my favorite pages that I've done. And I was just practicing techniques. And I think it came out fairly well. This one's actually a really good one too. I really like this one as well. I did the flowers in the curtain. That's all extra detail. That's what I love about these books, is that even though the actual picture is very simple, you can add in your own detail. Like even this one has a lot. I added a lot of detail in there. The whole thing was just to ask you how you guys felt about the cute and cozy coloring books, if you guys actually like those or not. So the next thing I want to show you is the cake that I made, and it's a pretty simple cake, and it was actually a last minute thing that my husband asked me to make for a coworker. I did post a short video and I posted a long form video if you guys like that kind of stuff. I basically showed you the entire recipe. It was a spice cake. the cream cheese filling with a cinnamon streusel on top, and then I also made my own buttercream. Everything is from scratch, and then I also showed you how I filled and stacked and decorated the cake. I kept it very simple because it was a last minute cake, and it was a very, very last minute decision to turn it into a fault line cake. I always say vaults, but it's fault line cake. So I made the edible images, and I thought it would be really cool to share it with you guys because after all, it is coloring, you know? So yeah, check out either one of those videos if you guys want to see how I made those. Okay, so this was one of the books that I really wasn't too fond of, but I wanted to go ahead and give it a try because I love Bob Ross. And my husband really liked the first picture that I did. He's like, I think you can make them look really good. So I did try it again, but this time I used the Crayola Super Tips and the Crayola colored pencils to come up with this image. I also used a couple of markers in here. It's not this particular color, but I did use this Guan pen to create the outline of the trees. And I also did it in here as well. And I outlined the post here. So yeah, I did use the Guan markers for that, but and I think I used my fine liners to make the grass. But everything else was the Super Tips and the Crayola colored pencils. This part right here, my daughter did. She wanted to add her little touch to it, so I went ahead and let her do that. Okay, Emily, before we go, you gotta read the quote.
I don't try to understand everything in nature. I just look at it and enjoy it.
Who wrote that?
Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. Good job, Emily. And this is the image that they gave for inspiration. It's the number 2. I think even for colored pencils, it came out pretty nice. I definitely am going to try this again. I don't know if I'm going to do it this month, but I do want to try this page right here. This page right here is going to be kind of hard to do because of all this line work here. So I think I am going to use acrylic markers. This is the number 3. This is the page for inspo. So we'll see how well that goes. I think it'll be an interesting page. But so far, even though my first impression of this book was kind of like, it's kind of growing on me, and I'm kind of liking the relaxed coloring. So I also worked in this one. My sister gave this to me a long time ago. And so I picked this page and I worked on this one for this whole month. So I used pretty much everything in this page, from my glitter pens to my gel pens, Crayola color pencils. And I guess you could say this is a new item that I have as well. These are watercolor pencils that my daughter gave me. She was like, Mom, I don't know how to use these. Do you want them? And I at first told her no, but then a couple weeks later, she's like, Mom, I really don't know how to use these. You sure you don't want them? And she's like, I'm going to throw them away. I'm all right. They're Faber-Castell. I believe that's a good brand. So I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and give it a try. So all of this right here, all this background, this is all the water marker. And I did use those brushes to spread the watercolor colored pencils, and it worked really well. And I guess I notated in here that this is all the reading I got done this month, which is actually quite a bit. So I finished the Old Testament. I started with Hebrews chapter 6 and I ended on Genesis chapter 37. So yeah, I was able to read all those chapters while I was coloring this book, or this page. Okay, my next coloring page is this Les Grands Classiques Tome 11, and I colored page, this one, the Tinkerbell one. And I'm not doing this in any particular order. I used my Ohuhu Maui water-based markers, and then I overlaid it with my Color colored pencils on top. I really love how it came out, and I did the wings on my own. So what I used was the Crayola Super Tip pastel color, and it gave me a really vivid, like, rainbow color. And then I went over it with white marker to kind of dull down that brightness. And then I used the gel Shuttle Art acrylic gel pen to create these lines. I really love how that came out. It was a last minute thing, and they had a heart here, so I went ahead and filled in that little heart. I really like this page. I think it came out nice. The next one I colored in was Best of Pixar. So this is one of my new coloring books that my husband gave me last month. And I colored in this page. This will be the second page I've colored in. Woody and Wheezy. And I used only Crayola colored pencils and Super Tips. So these next two right here are my special films. You know that these are my project books. And I do these in order. Afterwards, my husband was like, okay, now you gotta do the rips.
Ashamed of his monstrous form, the beast concealed himself inside his castle.
So that's pretty much what I did, and I did create a short on this one as well. That one was fun to do. So I used Crayola, both the Super Tips and the colored pencils. I will say that his face is a little dark, so I don't really like using the Super Tips for skin tones, but everything else is really good. And then the scratch marks, I did it with acrylics, so I think it came out pretty good. I have a little bit of a head start on this book because I got this one before I got the Beauty and the Beast one. So I'm on page 5. I think that this one is my favorite so far out of all of the pages that I've done in this book. And I used a lot of different media, so I can't really tell you where I use what, but I pretty much use every media that I own to create this, and I actually spent like my time. Like I actually took my time on this page, and I didn't follow every color to a T. I don't really stick to the numbers accordingly sometimes, especially in these more detailed pages. Like if this color is supposed to be the same color as this color, I'll switch it up. This one was really fun. The next one is my Chiots and Chens. I think this is Dogs and Puppies, if I'm not mistaken. And I colored bolts. I'm not proud of this page. I'm not going to lie. And this is probably one of the, April 4th is when I completed this page. This is one of my first pages this month. I think it's just because of the light colors. I couldn't get the colors to match. And I think I was getting frustrated with that. I was having a hard time matching the colors. I think that's what it is. But I used my acrylics, and I used Crayola the water-based markers, and then I used my Crayola colored pencils on top for like the background. I mean, it's not a bad page, but it's not perfect. I'm not really like proud of this page, but it's still another page done, and I'm happy that it's in there. Okay, so I was gonna save these for last, but because we're doing the color by numbers, I figured I would share these with you because these are my new books. I know. My collection is growing. I'm telling you what. My husband is amazing. I love him so much. But if you know me, in this little short period of time I've been on here, then you'll know that I always like to start my books with the cover. So this is Alice in Wonderland. And I think it came out really nice. I used only the Guana acrylic pens. And I did use my water-based fine liners here because I couldn't find the color to really match. I don't really care for all this white space here with all these squiggle lines. Like I've said before, I don't mind if the squiggle lines show underneath the paint, but when it's white like this, I don't like that. Some of the books don't do this. Some of them do. I prefer when they don't put these squiggle lines in here because I don't want to have to use my white acrylic marker to cover up all of this space. It just seems like a waste of marker to me. But nonetheless, I still really love this picture. I think it's really beautiful. The next one is my Vitreux, Tome 2. And I think I actually had told him that I liked this book because I liked the stained glass windows. So I did do Tinkerbell. Normally I wouldn't do the same, I wouldn't pick the same character, but being that these were new books and I was doing the cover, I went ahead and did her again. And this one was really fun to do, but these borders here were really hard, so I'm not really big on the borders here. They don't look that good, but everything else came out good. And I was going to do an overlay on top of the marker here, but being that it's a stained glass window, I think it looks perfect just the way it is. I did kind of touch up here and there, especially if like the marker didn't get to the edges. I did go in with colored pencil to fix the lines, but other than that, I didn't. On her, I did. On Tinkerbell, I did overlay just so that it was smooth, a smooth finish, but on the background, I didn't. Like, hurry up and do these. The last one is my babies, which is cute. I don't remember if I shared with him if I wanted this book or not. but I think that he picked it. So I did Dumbo, and this one came out so cute. I am going to say in the beginning, though, I was a little frustrated because of how light the color was, so it did take me many layers to get him as opaque as I could to get that color to show. And then also here, I didn't have the right shade of gray to really contrast these colors. So I kind of had to overlay them with a bunch of different colors to get this shade. So, and I used, these ones are my Ho2 markers. I haven't shown those to you. I actually really do like these markers, but there is a problem with them. But I do want to try and get another set. I use this was my first set that I ever owned, but I broke my black and my white one. I should just throw those ones away. I broke them because the ink, it gets clogged in these tips for some reason. And so I took the tip out to see if I can replace it. And apparently you can't replace the tips on these. And then I stuck a Q-tip inside to see if maybe it was clogged in there, and I ended up breaking the little capsule and it just drips. So now I can't use my black or my white one. And then also I was using them to create new colors. So like, let's say I wanted to combine the orange and the red together, it would also like dry out the tip for some reason. I don't know why. I really love the way that these markers lay on the paper though. So you can overlay them really, really well with colored pencils. Unlike the Guan Na ones, they kind of lay a little glossy. So overlaying them with colored pencils doesn't really work. You get that bumpy texture. And that goes the same with the Ohuhu ones that I have too. But the Ohuhu ones are even worse. But yeah, that is my last Disney Color by Number book. I was going to show you guys the flip throughs, but I kind of feel like I've already used a lot of time. So if you guys want to see the flip throughs in any of these books, please let me know in the comment section and I'll make a separate video for you guys. The next one that I did is my Bob Ross Color by Number, and I believe one of these was a WIP that I finished from last month. And then I went ahead and did the next page. And I really like how these look. These ones right here, I used acrylic markers. And then this one right here, I used the Crayola Super Tips and my Crayola color pencils. And I think that they work really well in these books. I find myself using less and less of my more expensive brands and kind of relying on Super Tips just because there's less options to choose from and the colors are just, they're more standard. The more expensive, the more creative they are with their colors, and so it's kind of hard to match them. And being that you have less to choose from, it just makes it easier to sit on the couch and do these. The next WIP that I have is this Disneyland coloring book. I showed it to you guys in my last video and I told you I wanted to get it done and I wasn't sure if I was going to finish this page or if I was going to start a new one, but being that I had spent so much time on this page in the past, I figured I might as well just go ahead and finish it, which there really wasn't a whole lot left to do. All I had to do was color the trees, this thing right here, and Daisy and Minnie. So when I first started this page, I was just barely getting started with learning how to use acrylic markers. So some of these details are done with acrylic and a lot of them are done with colored pencils. For the background, I really didn't want to use pencil and I didn't really have a whole lot of supplies when I first started this page. I actually pulled out my Apple Barrel paint and I used the color Atlantis and I think I mixed it with a little bit of white to do the base of the sky, and then I used my white for the clouds. And I didn't think it was going to work out, but it actually did. So these papers actually handle really well with paint. So I might do that again. I think I did do that in another page here. I think I used paint, just straight up black for this page right here. And I think that it came out really cool and I was actually able to overlay it. I'm not really sure what I used, to be honest with you. It's been so long, but paint works really well in these pages, but my suggestion is if you are going to use paint to let it dry completely before you close the page. But I am thinking about getting something more suitable for backgrounds so that I don't have to use paint, but it is an option if that's what you have. I plan on doing this one. I really like these pages, and when I do one page, I have to do the other. I want to do this page too. I have another WIP in this page that I started. So when we were at Walmart, my daughter picked this one out. She really liked it because it is a scripture coloring book. And that's how much I got done. Like I said, I've been just kind of reaching for my Super Tips and my Crayola color pencils. So that's pretty much what I used. And then I used my gel acrylic pens. This is actually not my book. This is my daughter's book, but I borrowed it from her. She got it from my sister for Easter. And so I asked her if I can color a page in here. And so every day she's been asking me, like, have you finished it? I'm like, no. But I got started on it yesterday while my husband was, he was working on some dressers. He had a build for my daughter. So I went ahead and sat here for like an hour and a half and I just started coloring. So I got that I'm working on. Next is my reverse coloring book. You guys, I was really scared about this book, to be honest with you. And I was looking up inspiration on Pinterest and I couldn't find hardly anything. So I just went for it. And my very first page, I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so fun. Like, once you add all the line work to it, the colors pop more. And it just looked more like a picture and not just a bunch of blobs. So then I went ahead and did the second one. And then I had to force myself to stop because I didn't want to have so many of these pages to share at once. So I was like, you got to stop. But I started seeing like little shapes in there, like little hearts. These colors are not my favorite colors. So that was one thing that was kind of just like, I don't really like this page, but I was like, you got to do it. It's got to get completed. And I think in this book, I'm going to go from start to finish. And I already have her second book in my Amazon cart. And since I did that, it kind of inspired me to do it in my, my prayer journal. So I started doing some of the line work in here as well. Okay. All this line work. I did all that because it kind of inspired me to do it. It was kind of fun. So I did that. And then here are a couple of books that I'm destashing. And yes, I shared this one with you in my last video, and I was going to give it a second chance using my Ohuhu markers, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Every time I open the book, I always feel unmotivated and uninspired. So I went ahead and gave this one to my daughter. Same with this one. I was really, really bummed out. I was really bummed out when I received this. I got it off Amazon and it's the same paper as this one. So I was automatically like turned off by it. I was like, I don't even want to try. Some of the images are really nice, but what's odd about it is that this picture is not inside the book. I looked like three different times. And I'm assuming whoever created this one also created this one. And I don't think that it's created by an actual author. I think it's AI generated, which is another reason why I don't really care for it. I like to support actual authors who put their time and effort into their artwork and not just something that's generated from AI. And then I have a couple of books that I'm going to borrow. This one right here is my daughter's. I think that we bought this for her at Walmart. And I just really like the details that are in this book. So I'm probably going to color a page or two. Now the pages are more like kid-like pages. They're more like that cardboard pages. But I think it would still be kind of fun to color in this book. Okay, so I have something else I kind of wanted to share with you guys. This is my Amazon cart. These are some things that I have in mind that I want to get, kind of like a wish list. I saw somebody feature this on their video. It's the Pop Manga Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures coloring book, and I thought it was fascinating. And I really love mermaids, and I love detail coloring. And these pages have lots and lots of details. The second thing I really want is this set of Color watercolor pencils. It comes with 2 brushes and 72 colors. And being that my daughter gave me her Faber-Castell watercolor pencils, I thought that this would be kind of fun to have since I really love this brand. And I think that the price, $21.99 for 72 colors, is really good. I also saw this reverse coloring book. This is not from the same person that I have my book from, and I still want her second book, but I thought this one was really cool because it has really bright colors and it just seems like it's right up my alley. This is in the back of the book. It just seems so pretty. I think those are mushrooms. I think I'm really gonna like this, and I think that it's relatively cheap. This is only $12.99. And then I have this Relaxing Landscapes adult coloring book. I don't think this is a color by number, but it does kind of look like one. Here's some of the pictures in the back. Oh my gosh, those look so pretty. Okay, and then I saw someone else do this color by number mysteries book, and it's actually just something that I could sit on the couch and do. So you're basically just coloring the squares, the diamonds or the dots, and it's like a pixelated picture. I really like these actually. I had one that I had bought on or from Dollar General, and I really loved it. So I think this would be a really fun book to get. Here's another one. I'm not really sure how to pronounce this, so I'm not going to even try. But these are the Cozy Adult Coloring Books. And I guess it has a full color reference page on one side, and then it has the empty side for you to color in, which I think that's really awesome. I don't know if I would like follow the actual colors, but it would be really good inspiration for sure. So I thought that would be fun. There's actually a couple that I'm going to be receiving today. I was going to try and add it into this video today, but I think I'm going to wait for next month. So I'll share those with you next month. But I do have 2 books coming. Okay, so I want to get back into Latch Hook. I haven't done this since I was a kid. I actually deleted this off of my cart because my husband asked me to send it to him. So whenever he has a chance to send it or get it for me, he said he would. The last thing I want to get is this one. It's also a Latch Hook rug. And I'm actually going to get this one for my sister. My plan was to get this for her birthday this year, but I just never had a chance to do it. So I'm hoping that by next year I'll be able to do it, because this is something definitely I could sit at my couch and do. But I thought it was just so cute. I think she's really going to love it. I was interested in this Stabilo Multi-Talented Pencil Woody 3-in-1. It has a pack of 10 for $27.46. I guess these are really fancy, wide colored pencils that are really good for background coloring. And so I was wondering if anyone had an experience in using these and if they're worth getting. Now, these ones seemed a lot more interesting to me. These are the U.S. Art Supply Jumbo Twistable Crayons. It comes with 36 colors for only $16.99. It says that it has 4.5 stars, but I, again, have never used these. I'm just looking for something to help me with background shading so that I don't have to use my paint. I would rather use something that is made for coloring. The last thing would be this set of Faber-Castell water soluble or watercolor crayons. I did see that they had another set, but those ones were a lot more expensive. This one comes in a pack of 15 and for only $17. And I thought a smaller set would probably work out fine for me because, like I said before, I am only using them for background coloring, not so much for details. And it also comes with a brush. So I want your guys' opinion. I want you guys to let me know, like, which one would you reach for if you had an option. But yeah, I think we came to the end of this video. That went really, really well. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for seeing potential in this channel and for subscribing and for all of the support. You guys, you have no idea how much that meant to me. So thank you so much. But you guys are going to have to let me know what you guys want to see next. So I'll see you in my next video. I don't know when, but I'll see you in my next video. I want to thank you guys so much for all of... Oh my goodness, Colby, are you okay? Come here. Just little one. You okay? What happened? What happened? You got scared? I lost my train of thought, man.